Hey guys!
Welcome back!
In our last video, we talked about what happens when we fight and our strategy for how we deal with it. So if you want to go back and listen to it or watch it, you should. In this video, we promised you that we would share an actual fight that we had. This is not like, 3 years ago. This is like, I think it was like 2 weeks ago. So it's pretty recent.
I think it was last week.
Okay, so this is
like a week ago.
So I like to be a helpful husband, this is my style. And so I decided that I was going to take Nigel on a little walk or take him out so Lisa could rest or do whatever she wanted to do.
I was going to take a much needed nap.
So I was first going to take him to the park, but it was like the weather wasn't very good, and so I thought, okay, let's go to Costco, because my dad and I used to go to Costco, and this was like a father-son bonding tradition, and I thought, oh, we won't buy anything, we'll just like look around and we'll get some free samples, which I did, which by the way, you can fill yourself on Costco free samples. That is why I pay $55 a year. It's fantastic. So we started walking around, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I guess we need that. Oh, I guess we need that. And it was some good stuff that I purchased, roughly $200 something worth. And I came home expecting my wife to be, oh babe, thank you so much for taking Nigel. Oh, you are so amazing. What would I do without you? Oh, and you went to Costco. Oh my gosh. Babe, you're the best husband ever. I love you so much. Wow, just thank God for you. In my mind, that's what was gonna happen. So I came home.
And I had an amazing nap. And I come home to stuff all over the kitchen counter. And I was like, oh, you went to Costco. Okay, great. Did you buy milk? No. Did you get some eggs? No. Did you get bread? No. Did you get any fruit or vegetables? No. Okay, so what did you buy at Costco? I really appreciated that he took the baby out of the house so I could sleep. And I did appreciate that. And Kyle is very, very good at going to Costco. Normally I have a written list and a list I text him, and then he's at Costco and I communicate to make sure that he gets everything on the list. So him going himself, I was like, okay, he's been for years, he knows what we need, this is amazing. So he said, well, why don't you put everything away? And as I was looking at the different purchases and noticed the receipt of almost $200, I was like, we don't need this stuff. Why did you spend the money on this stuff? Now we're gonna have to really go back to Costco and buy milk and the essentials. And so I was not super thrilled, and he was gonna go do something. And so then I had to spend the next hour making room in our fridge and our freezer and our cabinets, putting everything away that I felt we did not need to spend the money on. And so that was definitely a difference of opinion, and Kyle just really wanted me to think he's like the most amazing person for doing this. And I was stuck on the fact that he just spontaneously spent $200 on, yes, food, but not the food that we would need immediately. And so I was not super thrilled and didn't have the response of you're so amazing, thank you so much. I did appreciate that I got to have my nap, but the surprise of the food and the cost was not making me very excited.
So in any relationship, you have the actual issue, which is the presenting issue, and then you have the deeper issue. So the presenting issue was Costco, but the deeper issue is we have a difference of how we were raised in terms of maybe how we view money. I'm the kind of person that's whatever, if we want to get this and we feel like we have enough in the bank. And Lisa grew up in a home where
you make your list, you coupon, you sale shop.
I didn't even know what a coupon was till I married Lisa.
And to me, you just don't go spend $200. I mean, if I spend more than $20, I call him, I think about it for a week, I negotiate in my mind if this is the right thing to do. And so for us, one of our core issues is money. And Kyle doesn't worry about money at all. And for me, I think about money every day. And so for us, money is the core issue, and how we spend money is very different. And even after almost 10 years of marriage, we have not changed, so we have the exact same view on money. And it's a big difference in just how we grew up and also how we view it. And so I can explain to Kyle how we spend money, because to me, you're probably not even aware of our grocery budget for the month, and it is close to $200. So to spend that in one day is just mind-blowing for me. So for us with money, we're just very different, and I have to figure that out and he has to figure it out too.
In that, each person gets heated because I wanted to be thanked for taking Nigel out and going shopping and being helpful, and she's getting upset because she's thinking, oh man, we've got this baby on the way, we have Nigel, how in the world are we gonna pay for all this stuff? And so we begin to go in different places, and then we get in that space where we have to figure out, are we gonna pause? Are we gonna resolve it right away? Or are we gonna schedule this for a future date? So that was the fight that we actually legitimately had.
And I think that it's not that we have to a fight means we have to scream and yell at each other, but it just means your feelings about the other person aren't the best. And so you have to figure out how you're gonna communicate and how, as a person, I'm gonna move on. Okay, now we have this $200 bill I wasn't expecting. And then how we move on, with Kyle, wanting to be appreciated, and he didn't get that right away. And so you just have to figure out, how do we move on from the situation neither of us were expecting?
So here's how we resolved it. I reaffirm my commitment to go to the grocery store with a list and try to communicate better ahead of time so that Lisa can be prepared and feel like we're buying the things that we need and staying within our budget.
And for me, how I repaired the situation was I affirmed Kyle's desire to let me have some time to take a nap, and I appreciated the fact that he went to the store, bought food, and brought it home. And I also knew that, yes, we would eat this food, it just wasn't the most immediate things that we needed. And so for me, I could appreciate that about him.
So that's it. So thank you guys for tuning in. So we would like to know from you, what kinds of things would you guys want to know about? If you have a question of something that you guys struggle with in your marriage, would you leave it in you don't have to say the exact issue. You could leave a direct message to us that's private, or you could just say, talk about this in your next one. We'd love to hear from you, so we'll make some videos accordingly. Bye guys.